Hey and welcome to my new video. This time we are guessing anime based on parts of different reviews. Now you might ask how I'm organizing this. Well, a logical and easy step would be to just ask friends to select some funny reviews, but that would be of course too simple. So I made an obvious choice to just make a program that does exactly this for me. And with the power of all the accumulated knowledge of my previous generations and awakening my third eye and using 100% of my brain capacity as a computer scientist, I was able to just ask ChatGPT to please do it for me. Because it is just obviously quicker, I will skip making an epic Michael Reeves compilation and just make a short summary how I did it. I downloaded my anime list from my anime list as XML file, and so I just get the shows I already watched at some point in my life. Then I use the Python program to just read the file and randomly pick an anime ID, a random review from my anime list, and it takes only a random snippet of the review because I like torturing myself and it would be too easy if it's just an entire review. And it also censors the character names and the anime name in the review, but of course it doesn't work if there are any abbreviations or something like that. And of course I also built a nice interface, as you can see here, but I will spare you my intricately designed interface here and just show you my edited version. I will do 10 rounds, let's see how this will go. Okay, then we start with the first one. What do we get here? Man is, and once again, it's not hard to see how positively influences. However, the main conflict in the series isn't just about winning or losing, it's about standing up against. Okay, so we have some characters that get positively influenced from other characters. And some main conflict that isn't just about winning or losing. Not about winning or losing. My first guess would be probably Food Wars or something like that. Because at the end it's about learning new things and cooking, so yeah, maybe. Let's just look at a second part. The characters rather than rushing the plot. It's a clever move, as I'm sure fans doesn't want to see a half-assed adaptation. While the latest season may not be the best, it's still worth the time to probably invest. So they think it's not a half-assed adaptation, I guess. So the characters get developed. The person thinks the last season wasn't that good, but still worth. So it's something that has multiple seasons. Yeah, I'm still going with Food Wars. It could be My Hero or something else. Oh my god, I got it right. Well, I didn't get the exact season right, but I will still let it pass. Next. For the characters to do, the story is nonsensical. This whole season feels like an afterthought. The first season was tied up so nicely, but here they undo so much of it in order to create more story. Okay, I'm just seeing first season good, second season bad. I think it's either Promised Neverland, because second season was so much better compared to the first, or it's maybe something like One Punch Man, where the animation quality just went pretty downhill. Let's see the next comment. Something about it doesn't quite pull you in on the same level. Also, it's constant sweet talking and over-the-top affection really gets on my nerves. She ends up being the most annoying character. Okay, I really think it's Promised Neverland. I mean, it's about some annoying character, apparently. Yeah, I think it's Promised Neverland. Okay, wow. It's actually the Seven Deadly Sins. Okay, after thinking about it, it makes sense, to be honest. They were probably talking about Elizabeth. Maybe. About the first season being pretty solid. This is the second season, so in my opinion, the second season wasn't so bad. Next one, Helmed, and surprisingly so. as I was expecting to at the very least enjoy the action scenes. The first half is basically and going on multiple dates, which is fine to establish the relation. Okay, it's two people dating, action scenes, establishing relationships. That sounds a bit like Spy Family. Just a combination action scenes with romance. But I'm not completely sure. But this is my first guess. What does the second comment say? It almost seemed like characters were popping into existence. Most of the characters don't have any backstory, giving them a sense of mystery and telling the viewer only what they need to know. Okay, this is again taking a bit different direction. So we have characters popping into existence. I mean, Slime has many characters, but I wouldn't say it's about romance. I will just say Spy Family, but I'm not really convinced myself. This is probably something else. Oh, okay, it's actually Chainsaw Man movie. With the action scenes and with the first half, it's basically about establishing the relation. What exactly the other person meant with characters were popping into existence? I don't know. Okay, the next one. Needed in areas that other shows such as Death Note faltered. We'll find no edgy character development here, no shonen-esque elements. This is the kind of show that you could quite happily show to I probably wanted to say a newcomer or something. So there is Death Note mentioned, and supposedly the anime is in some areas better than Death Note and has no edgy character development in it or shonen-esque elements. Yeah, it's hard to really name something. I will look at the other review. My interest like, now that it is over, I feel as if I have gained something from the experience. To summarize, showed a level of maturity and elegance I never expected from anime as it is. This also really doesn't narrow it down that much. Something that comes to mind when I see this, maybe Monster. I would definitely say that it is on par with Death Note. There's very good characters like Johan and Dr. Tenma. Guess this would be my guess. Monster. And the solution is Terror in Resonance. Okay. I definitely see the maturity aspect of this. I mean, terrorism, trauma, and corrupt governments are probably very mature theme, I would say. Yeah, you could definitely show the show to someone that is a bit more new to anime, but it's also a sad show. Then we have the next one. Even get to see how he discovers the true power of his Jin. All we see after the first few episodes is how great is and how wonderful he is at everything. I'm ready for his world to be... Well, there's a pretty obvious keyword here with Jin. So yeah, it's very likely Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic. Yeah, it's a bit easy, but I will still look at the other review. Comrades, but the 5 episodes did not satisfied me a bit. Okay, so now we have this. Why does it exist? The 5 episodes I have watched are in this new anime plus some other episodes. So I know it's Magi, but I think it isn't the first or second season. It's probably OVA with Sinbad and his journey. But Magi is really a good anime. Entire world building with the Jins. Definitely recommend this one. But the solution to this, Sinbad, Magi Adventure of Sinbad. Okay. But well, it was pretty obvious after seeing the word Jin. I mean, there are a lot of anime like that. Time to pull another one. What happened to this really fun, always entertaining action anime in the second half of the show? What is with all this ridiculous emo nonsense that gets introduced in the second half? Okay, so apparently this person liked the first half, and it's an entertaining action anime. And the second half apparently has something to do with emo nonsense. Okay, doesn't really ring a bell instantly for me. I have no clue what this person is talking about. I think I have to look at the other part. And shortly after that, when the frankly ingenious support characters were introduced and fleshed out, I was manic about it to the point where I was screaming in outrage at the screen with any other character. It seems that brought pretty intense emotions out of this person. Support characters. I don't think it has something to do with Shield Hero. I think I have to pass this one. I don't know which I would guess. The solution is Soul Eater. Now I partially can see what they meant, but also not really. Absolute cinema. Time for the next one. Generals advance by cutting the horse's legs. These horses seem indestructible when ridden by a general or the main character. Why did an entire unit stop in the middle of a war to talk about? Yeah, okay, I think this is pretty obvious. I mean, they're talking about generals, war, indestructible horses, obviously Kingdom. Also because I watched every season of Kingdom until season 6, so the probability of getting Kingdom isn't so low. Time for the next. First time we met. These words are the introduction of the beautiful world of Aizawa is probably the most convincing shoujo manga writer ever, with colorful, realistic characters. So it is about a shoujo manga. I don't really know the writer, so it doesn't really give me much of a hint. And one of the introductions is the first time we met. Is it something like Your Lie in April because of the colors and realistic characters? Or although first time we met could also be Golden Time because of the memory loss thing. Let's see the other part. Read the reviews and came to an entirely different conclusion. This anime has an amazing story, crazy good character establishment, and the art and sound are of course up to par. Why then did I give... Okay, this person apparently did not give that good of a rating. I will just go with Golden Time. And the solution to this romance problem, it's Nana? Okay, if I think about it, I really could have guessed this. Also because I watched it some months ago. So it's not that long ago. And I really liked Nana. Next one. Till I did not enjoy this movie. It was funny at times, but I did not pay 13 USD to watch a basic comedy. I paid 13 USD for a new experience I wouldn't be able to find online in the normal series. Okay, so it is a movie. A comedy movie. There aren't a lot of comedy movies, I have to say. Comes to mind is probably the Konosuba movie. I think it's only one movie. Is there another comedy movie? Yeah, I'm pretty confident Konosuba. I will just go with this. Okay, it is the Konosuba movie. Yippee. And the last one of this video is... Rivals and villains of a story can be even more compelling than the characters we are supposed to be cheering on. Only character that comes from truly humble beginnings and experiences real growth. Okay, so it's a story where rivals and villains are also really interesting characters. Yeah, when I think about interesting villains or rivals, I think about Kaiki Monogatari. Also because he has also some character development, but I think this isn't Monogatari. I will look at another part. Encounters them and they appear in the next cooking battle. There's monologues, wide-eyed moments of revelations, montages, and of course edgy. They all generally end the same way though with... Yeah, okay, it's cooking battle, it's pretty obvious. It's Food Wars again. It's Food Wars. Rivals and villains. Are there really villains? Well, the solution is Food Wars, the first season. Well, we are at the end and now we have a draw with 5 losses and 5 wins. But to be honest, I feel this is more of a loss for me because most of my correct guesses were pretty obvious. I hope you enjoyed my little video and have a great day.